town hall update, ARPA funding, public comment, executive session, adjourn. We need to add racetrack to the agenda. I would like to put that above correspondence,
Do it at the,
right at the beginning.
well, no, do it around the town hall update, and then Rebecca and I can go from one to the other.
Okay, so we'll put it at 4B
Oh,
No,
5B.
5B.
or 5B, excuse me. Okay, and then we need to take executive session for contractual off. So with those changes, could I please entertain a motion?
Move to approve the agenda with changes.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Approval of minutes of September 9th.
So moved.
Second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Warrants. Accounts payable for 9/11 to 9/24 for $56,046.74. Can I entertain a motion?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Payroll for 9/17. Mike, you're in this one. $10,662.70.
So
Okay.
moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Abstain.
Okay. Payroll 9/24 for $9,788.11. Can I entertain a motion?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? I'd like to open up for public comment just for accounts payable and payroll. If there's anybody out there, please raise your hand, state your full name and ask your question. Megan, is there anybody out there?
No one's raising their hand.
Thank you. Moving on to racetrack.
You do town picnic?
Oh,
No, no correspondence?
sorry. I wrote it ahead of me myself. Oh my God. Correspondence, town picnic. I just wanted to announce that the town picnic is scheduled for 10 to from 2 to 4. And if it rains, the rain date is 10/9. So everybody is welcome. Please come get a hamburger and hot dog and talk with your neighbors. Thank you. All right, now we can discuss the racetrack. Rebecca?
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to go to, I did send all of this to you in an email as an
Yeah.
FYI, but I
Yes.
asked to speak about it publicly because I know that there's a lot of public interest in what happens at the racetrack. So it's a short update. I spoke in a Zoom call with GJ Giroux, Michael Steele, who also goes by Alex, and Michael DeRosiers from Fire and Safety in Rutland. And Mr. DeRosier is now taking command of the issue. He wants to come down and look at the site. Since I wrote you this email, we have made a date. Tim is going to come as well. Mike Gardner will go. And we're going to meet down with these gentlemen at the site on October 4th. He just wants to have his eyes on the ground before he takes more action. All of these men were saying that they did not feel that there was imminent danger of collapse of the building. And so therefore they do not believe that they can legally push demolition. So Mr. DeRosier is going to go directly to the commissioner and also possibly the attorney general, if needed, to draw up legal notice to serve the owner. And the recommendation, we believe, but we're going to solidify that at the on-site meeting, is going to be pushing the building of a fence and no trespassing signs around the building itself. So demanding the LLC to do that. This is becoming an attractive nuisance because people, they do want to go there and get into the building still. So once this is complied with, that's when you should open that town road again. But it was agreed on that it really should be kept locked until that site is more secure, just to because it's closed, keep it closed. One of the central issues that was mentioned from their last conversation with Solar, who was the owner, which was a long time ago with the LLC Green Mountain Racetrack. They're very difficult to get in contact with, as you know. It was asbestos. So I had originally connected them with the BTRC and to get a grant for the assessment, and that assessment did happen. And it was determined that the asbestos abatement was huge. So GJ basically said the building is basically just sprayed in asbestos. It's everywhere. And so the owner of the LLC indicated that the cost of the abatement was over $1 million, just the abatement of the, and they can't do any demolition until the asbestos is abated. So GJ did mention that there are some alternatives to the $1 million abatement, but those alternatives weren't that much more cheap. And finding somewhere to dump the removed parts of the building that are covered in asbestos would be incredibly difficult. And so they are positing that this is likely why no demolition has gone forward. They did talk about seeing if there were grant monies to help with this, but this is not our responsibility to do for the owner. But I would suggest going forward, talking about this more, seeing if we can get back into active communication with the LLC, the owners, because, going the extra mile as a town and trying to help where we can, if we can, would help bring something down, whether it's a new business down there or some of the plans that the LLC is talking about implementing there would be a real boon to Pownal. So that's for a future conversation, but those are all of my updates. We're meeting on the 4th, and hopefully I'll have more to tell you after that.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Yeah.
What time are you supposed to meet on that day?
I want to say
11:30, I think.
30, yeah.
Okay, I think I'll show up.
Yeah, please. The only thing is that if any other board members want to come, we will have to warn it. So the two of you, and that's not a problem. If anyone else on the board would like to come to that, we can warn it.
Right.
Okay,
Just let us know in advance. I may or may not be there. I'm not crucial. I just help set it up. So, but I'm going to try and make it myself as well.
Oh, hey, Rebecca, do you know if the fire itself, I mean, that's a closed issue, right? Are they still investigating? I mean, it was obviously arson. I believe that's.
Well, first of all, I would say allegedly arson. Make that determination. But
I thought that was in the paper.
I don't know what was in the paper.
Be careful with the language, but I did not ask that question. That was not part of the communication, but that's certainly something we can discuss.
I was just wondering if it was still being investigated, or did they close it, or?
My guess, from being in the fire service, is that it's probably still an open investigation. Because I don't know if they've made a determination, to be honest with you, Bob. I don't read the paper. But I would have to guess, because we don't really know, that it's still an open investigation on what was or is going
if
on.
they did close the investigation, would they have let the town know? Or just the owner?
No, probably not just the owner
Okay.
and the insurance company.
Possible,
Yeah,
or
I would doubt,
fire chief.
I would doubt that we would know if it was closed.
Okay,
And a lot of times, to be honest with you, I don't know about now, but because I haven't been fire chief for a while. A lot of times, I was never notified when an investigation was closed either. So
Unless you made a phone call.
unless you made a phone call, that's right.
Okay.
Once I turned something over to the state fire investigator, unless we made a determination while I was there.
Right.
If it was a long-term thing, never, most of the time. So, so just a couple of things on Rebecca's, her statement. I think communication with the LLC is crucial. Continuing and moving forward. My hope is that Steve Solar or the representative for the LLC reaches out to us. I know Steve has my number. I'm more than happy to be involved in that, but I would hope that they reach out to the board. One of us, whoever it is, you know, whether it's phone calls, emails, a letter, it doesn't matter. And, you know, give us some kind of what's going on, you
Email
know.
would be nice, then we could share it with everybody.
That's right. Email, you know, but, you know.
It wasn't sent to the whole.
Right. So I'm just, you know, hoping that, you know, that's my hope, is that continue, or, you know, resurfaces and we can move forward, because I think it is a viable piece of property for sure that could be beneficial to the entire town. And that's pretty much it on the racetrack for me until after the 4th, and then we should have a pretty good update on the racetrack at the next meeting. When is our next regular meeting? Anybody know? Actually, it would be the 7th.
October.
Yeah, it would be that week. So hopefully we could have a pretty decent, viable update on our next meeting on October 7th on the racetrack. I don't see why we couldn't.
Okay, great.
Do we have a copy of the original report from fire safety?
That I do not know. Rebecca, do you have
I
that?
didn't know if it was given to the health officer.
No, I do not.
I
think Jamie, I think I have one.
I thought we had.
Email. I'll have to search that. I do believe there is an original copy from fire and safety sent to me. I don't know if it was sent to the board, but I believe it was sent to me for sure. That's gonna take a little while to search, but I can search that.
There's possible discrepancy there, that's all.
Yeah, no, I think I can search that out. All right.
Being on scene and
I would
Stuff,
suggest
so.
that would be in paper files.
What'd she say? I'm
say
sorry.
again, Rebecca?
I would suggest that that's likely in the paper files. Like
Paper
this,
file.
you know,
Paper file,
filing
okay.
cabinets that you put in there.
Okay,
Okay.
All right.
thank you.
Rebecca, we're having a hard time hearing you all of a sudden.
Well, luckily I'm done.
Yeah, that's
talking,
payroll,
so.
right?
This may be the one you don't do. Yeah, that's payroll.
You're in the one, Mike, for 917.
Vote on it.
Okay, then that's up to you, Mike,
This one's accounts payable, so I'm good.
for town update.
That one I
You're
think you
done.
can sign. This one you don't.
Well, these back or while I'm here.
Okay,
Okay, I think, yep.
hold on, let me finish this.
Yep, absolutely.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay. So town hall update. Tim and I are gonna jump in this, for sure. I believe all the pieces of the project are here. I believe the last pieces came in today. For the entire project.
Legals.
The only concrete left to be poured is on top of the vault ceiling. Other than that, at this time, other than the floor in the schoolhouse. All the walls are poured. The floor in the main building itself is poured. The vault itself is poured. The ceiling panels are going on tomorrow. They're gonna set those with a crane tomorrow. Next Wednesday, not next Wednesday, 2 Wednesdays, sorry.
October 6th.
October 6th, 2 Wednesdays from now, is the date for the crane to be here. That's the scheduled date to start setting the modular buildings in place. Our contractors, Aaron and Eric, I don't know if they started today. There was a plan to start framing up the outside walls on the walkout part today. Don't know if they did. You know, but you know, I didn't get a chance to get down there tonight and look at it. We have Tim worked on this. We got some new site plans for the parking lots from Gutlow. Charlie Labatt redid some of that. We have Tim's compiled up some bid forms for that. And you can talk on that a little bit if you want to.
Sure.
So
They're posted for the excavation and the landscaping for the blacktop and for the concrete work for the sidewalks of both parking lots. So that information's on the website and or posted around town.
So I have personally reached out to 4 contractors in town. I reached out to well, I didn't reach out to Jeff Miller, but he came in and got our Miller Excavating came in and got a set of plans. I've talked to Sean O'Donovan, Lee Morrison, and Dickie Bizon in town. My hope is that one of our local contractors can be the one to do this work. I don't think we need to go RFP anywhere. I think we've covered that by putting it on the website, and doing everything, you know, posting it and having that out there.
Well, then, you got more than 3 people coming in interest already.
I have reached out to 4 people, you know, whether they give us a quote, Jeannie, or not, I don't know. But I have personally reached out to those 4.
That's what I think would be good.
I know that, I know Jeff has already come in and got a set of plans, correct, Tim? I know Lee Morrison's gonna get one from Morrison Excavating. I know Lee's interested in it, and I'm pretty sure that Dickie is. We did set it up in a couple of, I don't want to use the word phase because that gets us in trouble. A couple of,
Stages?
yeah, however you want to put it.
Steps, couple of steps.
You know, weather dependent. I'm not sure. I'm not sure we can get both parking lots done. You know, depends on the weather. Who knows? It's a crapshoot. My goal, and this is what I've told every one of them, is to get the upper parking lot, the upper parking area usable so that we can use the building through the upper parking lot. And then if we can get the lower parking lot, that's fine. If we can't, then in the spring, when we do the schoolhouse move, you know, it's not gonna be a completed project before winter all the way through. But my goal is to get the upper parking lot, and even if we can only blacktop the handicap parking area this year to get that accessible and the rest of it's dirt, so be it. You know, my team, that's kind of how the team felt. All of these decisions are made by our construction management team. It's, you know, which everybody knows what that consists of. It's not just the decision that one of us is making. So we felt that was the most important part to get done for the landscaping, was that upper part, and then move forward, you know, when ground breaks again, and we can go from there. If we can't, you know, who knows, if we have a great fall and early winter, you know, we can keep going.
Right.
You know, we don't know that, but you know, planning for the worst case scenario, it's getting that upper parking lot so that the building is usable for, you know, for the winter.
Well, that and accessible for handicapped person.
Well, we got to get this. Yeah, if we're going to use the building, we have to have the handicap. So that's right.
That's a
But-
primary.
Right. So that's where we're at. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
I think we're in really good shape. You know, we're a little bit delayed, I guess, from what we're doing, you know, what we had anticipated, but not given the,
Circumstances.
yeah, and the things that we came up against, and, you know, there was, you know, we're not significantly delayed. We're really and truly not. We're 35 days, I guess, from the original set date. And I don't think that's really bad at all. I think
Where we came from.
Well, I gotta say, I'm impressed with the movement, and I'm really impressed with the, when we knew that the building wasn't coming and we weren't quite ready, it looked like it was coming in November. And then even before the end of September, it's here.
Right.
So that breaking log jams, yeah, Mike, you're kicking ass.
Well, it's not, it's our team, but you know, I mean, I know that I've, you know,
Done a lot.
I've, you know, yeah, you know, but honestly, our team has been, a lot of this stuff, yeah, I'm the contact person, I'm the point person, but Eric Marceau has been fantastic as far as being on top of things that need to be done, getting, you know, the electrician here, the plumber here, you know, the communication on this whole entire project has been, it's been incredible, because because Eric stops, he talks to Scott Matursky from Hoscott. They communicate almost every day. They communicate with me. We communicate with Tim. It's the chain of communication on a project this large, because it is a fairly large project, it's been incredible. These guys are, you can't say enough about the whole entire team, really. We give Tim a project, we give him, hey, you got to check this out. And within, 15 minutes, an email sent, and usually we have the answer same day or first thing the next morning from whoever. And which brings me to our vendors and Guntlow, Carrera, who we got the roof panels from. Every single person that we have emailed, whether we were buying stuff or whatever from them, they've been spot on getting back to us. There's no delays, which has really that's what made it really kind of keep moving.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, knock on linoleum.
Yeah. And whatever.
Whatever it is.
But there was some rough patches. We had some rough roads. We had some bumps, but we've got through them. We're gonna have more. I don't anticipate this not having any more bumps, but we'll get through them. We'll keep getting through the bumps.
Moving in the right direction.
It's always moving forward. We haven't moved backwards yet, so that's a good thing.
Very good. Thank you very much. Great work by everybody so far. I'm very happy. Okay, are you all set?
Yep.
Okay.
I think, are we good, Tim? I don't think there's anything else. Good.
Wait for the 6th.
Jamie, did you have something?
Carl Villanova reached out, wanted to know about the start date. I don't know if he was thinking about asking if he could bring his drone down, because when he saw all the things, he come down on the weekend when nobody was here, run his drone, and then put updated pictures on the Pownal Pass website to share with the public. He asked when the start date was, so I didn't know. I don't want his drone messing up, because a lot of these new cranes are. I just don't.
Yeah.
I mean, if he wanted to be here and ask them, I guess that, it's,
come down and ask.
public property. He can't.
No, he can come down and look, but as far as running his drone same time the crane, I didn't know
Yeah,
who would be the right person
I would
to
ask that he speak to the crane out.
he should ask the crane operator the day
Absolutely.
of.
Right,
The day of.
that's all. I just want to put it out there.
It'd be kind of cool to have some photos. I mean, I think he's done
Absolutely, but you don't want to get in their way,
Right, and that's.
hinder anything.
And he
The crane-
high enough and then zoom in with the lens, but.
Right.
I can tell you that the crane is going to be set up on the low side.
Yep.
Down by the tennis courts. I know where it's going. We're in the process of building a pad to put the crane in on that, which is going to be the lower parking area, so it's not a waste. But
Right.
I know where the crane's going. All right.
Just
Yeah. Yeah.
would,
Yeah. No. I would think you'd have to ask the crane operator. I think they're the only ones that can answer that question.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. ARPA funding, the reason why I asked this to be put on there is I've had numerous people ask me questions about it. So Tim, as far as the ARPA goes for funding, we have to set up.
So we can, yep, so there's
So
a.
why don't you explain what we need to do so we can set a date?
Do is we can do two things, two ways, or a combination of both. We can have a meeting and get public comment for ideas, or we can come together with ideas of how we want to spend the money and develop a program around it, and then open it up for public comment in regards to those. So we can proceed however we'd like. Some of the work that we need to do is come up with some preliminary programming as far as how we think it's best to spend it. And then, because what we need to make clear is the public can't just apply. We have to have a program in place that they're applying for, that it's got the parameters of the qualifications of why they're applying, what it is they're applying for.
Just like, I think you spoke that first day that you said that if there was any businesses out there that could show that they lost revenue, they could apply. Is that correct?
So, yeah.
Approached me on that.
Okay, so what that means is if you're able to put in place programs that are aimed towards small business. So it's up to us to determine, okay, what is it that we want to, what is the program that we're going to offer, and how do we need to structure it in a way that's legal under ARPA.
Right.
So hypothetically, I think
Right.
all hypothetical, I will hypothesize a few of these things, just to kind of illustrate what we can and can't do. And let me know if I'm right or wrong, because I may not be right. So if we as a town, as a board, come up with a program that doesn't benefit private businesses, but it will benefit nonprofits, that would be our decision to make. In which case, who's ever asking about the private business wouldn't get anything, because we wouldn't be doing that. But we could come in and say, well, we want it to benefit private, but all of this is contingent on what we as a board put in place and how we decide we want to spend them.
Exactly,
Correct. Under a lot of different parameters.
right. So what is the
Essentially
board's,
be creating a grant program. You'd essentially be creating a grant program that you could
Yep.
apply for. The same way that we apply for money. We would, Tim and I sat down and talked about different ways it can be done. But it's very stringent. It's not just, here's a big pot of money. Anyone will
Right.
come and say, this is what I want it for, can I have this much? We have to keep it.
And if you choose an area, for instance, small business, an example, if we choose to look into that, the way ARPA is set up is that's a particular category where you actually have to, it has to be evidence-based. You have to have
Right.
some sort
You
of
have to
data to
prove
show
that-
why
yes.
you're going there. So it's not just a matter of if you're a small business, you can apply. It's what are the parameters? Do they meet something under ARPA relating to COVID? So on and so forth.
okay,
And I think also I just want to point out that, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm going by the memory from when we did the ARPA update. We aren't talking about things that are going to be distributed in the near future. We have more than a year to figure this out. In fact, I think it's years to figure this out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, so whatever we do, there will be a lot of there'll be a lot of board discussion. We're going to craft the policy. We're going to make sure that it adheres to whatever the federal and state guidelines are.
Right.
And then we'll roll it out. So it's nothing that anyone's going to be able to apply for in the near future.
Correct.
But you'll see us talking about it in select board meetings.
And I think one of the things that qualifies is that wastewater well site or pump site. And, I think that needs to take a priority, just my opinion, needs to take a priority, because if not, that's a huge hit on the taxpayers.
Right.
It's going to become a huge hit on them, and that's something that's, in my opinion, needs to be addressed.
Right.
I think one of the other things that was out there was creating a water supply in areas of need. And I don't know, I don't know if there's anything out there. I'm just saying, it's not an open, the ARPA funding is not an open checkbook to just write checks
Exactly.
for,
Right.
whatever the select board says that, there's a lot of criteria, so the general public knows. There's a tremendous amount of criteria that we have to follow so that we don't break any laws and
Right.
mismanage
Right.
the funds.
But I have had a couple people asking, so I just want to make sure we're still
Yep.
moving forward. And it's gonna take a while.
And a lot of the information that we have to follow is still coming out. So we're learning every day new stuff. And
Right.
so it is going to be a process.
So then at this point, we shouldn't do anything,
We can,
like a public meeting or set up a meeting for us?
Well, I think we need to decide,
we have to have a work party.
Okay,
we have to decide how we want to proceed, whether we want to just open it up to the general public and for public comment on what they want to see. I think something that we should do, and my wheels are spinning as I'm sitting here because I didn't even really think about this. I think something that may be beneficial for us before we open it up to the general public is maybe we get some information out on how the money can be spent.
Right.
What, like small business, but they have to do this, water system, whatever. If we can put out something along those lines before we go into.
I've already started crafting a piece on the website of that. And with your approval, if you'd like, I was hoping to maybe even do people can submit something. an idea, if you think that's it.
I think that's a great idea because I think it would, you know, other than that, I think on a public comment night, you know, we may have somebody come in and say, oh gee, I want to do a bike trail around this corner and it can't be done. And I don't know, I'm just throwing that out there, you know.
Well, it has to be all COVID related.
Well, I'm just, right, so that's why I think if we throw out from that guideline that we were given.
Yep, which I have right here.
Right, if we throw out some of the potential places that it can be spent, then somebody who may have some idea that's not even,
Right.
you know, it's totally irrelevant, wouldn't be, you know, wasting their time on a public comment night,
Right.
you know.
The other thing I think we should look into, just reaching out, like you already did with Darcy on that pump station, but our foremans of our areas, and see if there was something out there that they may feel as a keynote or a focal.
Yeah, I'm not sure there was a lot with the road crew that was,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
There's a chance, Jamie, yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's probably a good idea to
People
reach out to the department heads, to Tom and Joel, and ask them if there's anything COVID related that they would qualify for funding under ARPA. I think that's probably a good idea.
Okay. So I just want to keep
keep it alive.
and open and conversation so people know that we haven't forgotten about it and we're still discussing it. So for the next meeting on the 7th, why don't we set a date for a meeting for us, I guess? For ARPA, or do you think that's too soon? What do you think, Tim? Do you want to keep working on it for a little while and open up for people to send in their,
Yep.
on the website?
Days to get the web page up with stuff.
Would it be better if we went to the not the next meeting, Tim, on the 7th, but if we went to the following meeting, which would be the 21st?
I don't want to rush you. I just want to keep it
I just
open.
think the more accurate we are, a little, if we take a little bit longer, because like Bob said, this money's not gonna, you know, they're not gonna apply next week and get the money the first week in November.
Right.
Right.
But some people think that they can.
Well, yeah, I know. So I don't want to rush our process.
But do we just want to let Tim come back and propose a date?
Yeah.
Because he's got a fair on Monday,
The
right?
next one or the next one?
Exactly.
Just have
That's the following Monday.
Following Monday.
Following Monday.
Okay.
Well, I guess, so I'm comfortable doing that. If you want me to come with ideas as far as where to spend the money, if you have any input on that, send it my way. If there's a particular area, you know, we already have the pump station on there, so that's good. But if there's anything that you guys are
Pump
thinking of,
station, we talked about the cap controlled over there, the transfer station, the old landfill. We didn't know what the regulations were
yeah,
there.
Yep.
Well, I think, you know, if we reach out to our department heads, okay, we say to Tom and Joel, look come back with some ideas. Here's our list of parameters. This is what we have. Is there anything that we can spend on?
Right.
And give them that opportunity to come out. And then we can, you know, if any of us come up, I don't think, I haven't really, the only thing I thought about is maybe, a water district, you know, in a couple of different areas. It's the only thing that I came up with. Darcy already came up with that, you know, her project.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we got to be careful what we're biting off too. I mean,
Yeah.
if we're talking about a water district, then we're getting the town into the water business, and that's not what we want.
Well, no, and that's right. No,
So we need to, of course, so we talk it through.
well, and that was just an idea that I had. Boom, there it is. You know, throw it out there. And I'm not saying I'm for it, Bob. It's just an idea I had.
Yeah.
Something
to be,
that fell within the parameters.
yeah.
Okay,
And then the other thing I think we might want to look at is nonprofits.
right.
Is, you know, what nonprofits were impacted over the course, because they did have to shut down. And we recouped some of some of this money helped them out.
Seniors.
Okay, great. All right, moving on to public comment. So remember, for public comment, please raise your hand and state your full name.
Minutes.
And you have 3 minutes. Megan,
Mindy
is there?
Jo?
Excuse me?
Mindy Joe?
Okay,
Hi, I'm Mindy Jo Harrington. I live over here at 88 Lincoln Street, Burdick Park. I don't know where else to bring this to, except for you guys. My hands are tied over here. You guys have nothing to do with the water district, yet, the water district, how do you contact them? Two, we're talking about bills that have liens on these trailers, because apparently the bill doesn't follow the person's, the bill's name is in. It goes to the property. It doesn't seem logical, because if it was strictly for the property, wouldn't it be the residents of 88 instead of a full name, making it a personal bill? That's something that maybe you guys can help me with, because I ain't getting nowhere down here. I'm running around chasing my tail and I don't even have one. Can't move buildings, can't take out the garbage, can't do this, can't do that, because there's a lien on this and a lien on that. How is it a lien if somebody else owes the bill?
I'm at a loss. I don't.
Well, I think,
I don't think that's,
That's not up for us to,
I think if you have a
Where
problem with
do
the
I
water
take it
district,
then, please? Because my hands are tied down here. I'm sitting in a hot damn mess. I set out to try to clean this park up. There's some big stuff gonna be starting on Monday. However, getting the trash trailers, abandoned trailers out of here, getting that unsafe house down before somebody gets hurt in the dang thing. Okay, we gotta address this, because I'm running into brick walls. I'm reaching out for help. I'm doing my best. And I feel like I'm running into titanium walls. Never mind a brick one. Right now, I could probably run through one of them. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. There's no common sense to it.
Does this require? Well, I mean, I'm not sure what to say about it. A lot of it doesn't fall under the purview of the board. Some of it may or may not. Would this be something that's more appropriate to go through legal counsel? And I don't mean the town's legal counsel. Minnie Joe, I think, do you have representation? And would that be a good question for your lawyer?
This particular lawyer that I have is strictly for the estate. Okay. The rest of it, I'm attempting to try to handle. I'm not stupid. I'm not a stupid person. However, when I start feeling like I'm chasing my tail because the water department has a lien, okay, so the town can't even move lot 6 dump down there. All right, because of this lien that apparently doesn't follow the people that use the water. It follows the building. Yet that bill has a personal name on it. Okay, it'd be like me and Angie, okay, I sell Angie something and I don't tell her that there's a bill attached to it that I've been using, but she's gonna have to pay for that, okay, because it's in my name, but it's not. It belongs to the trailer. Wouldn't it be wise to figure out the difference between personal bills and bills for buildings? Because I can't do nothing down here.
well, the issue is the person didn't pay the bill and they feel
Yes,
putting a lien
I
on the
agree.
property is because the property has some sort of value.
I
That's
understand
how that
No,
process works.
listen, it goes deeper than that. When I bought the second trailer in here, I requested my advance payment on my water bill, which is in my name, be transferred to my new trailer. And I was so excited about moving, I didn't think about it then. I was refused my money because it follows the building, not the person, which makes no sense
I
considering
think,
my name on it. Okay, this like the
careful. I
lien.
don't think we can legally give advice on this.
we
No,
I'm
can't.
not
to be
looking
careful,
for
no.
advice.
No, the select board, we have no control over water district number. Is it number 2, Mindy? I'm not sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The select board has no, as far as I know, we have no control over what water district number 2 does or how they handle their business. They are a separate entity from the select board in the town.
Okay.
what was the gentleman's name that was here?
Any way to direct me to where I can locate the above the bill collector or above Mark?
Well, they
I
have,
would contact Mark Smith and discuss this with him.
Okay, now the other thing that I'm just gonna say out here, because I gotta reread the paper, my landlord died directly due to COVID. COVID killed Harvey Burdick. It's on his death certificate. So I'm hoping you guys don't take forever ever to figure out, because I do believe this park qualifies for something under, I can't remember. I got to go back and read it. It's like towards the back part of that,
Well, hang
the
on.
second part of it.
This could take years.
If that timeline is not in control of Pownal, that's the timeline for the rollout of that federal program. So it's not that we're dragging our feet on it. That's what it's going
I'm not
to take.
saying, I'm just.
So we're getting off public
I'm
comment.
gonna let you guys go. I appreciate you guys letting me talk, and I didn't mean to waste anybody's time. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling.
Anybody else, please raise your hand.
Jim?
Hello there, Jim Coses, North Mason Hill Road. First of all, there are two things I just want to talk about. Well, actually three. The first one is I give Mindy so much credit on what she's trying to do down there. We have properties in Pownal that are just not trying to take care of themselves, but Mindy is trying so hard to make sure that everything is working out there. And I just hope there is someone out there, whether it be the town, and I noticed Fred Miller's on the line here or on Zoom here, that maybe the town, Fred Miller, anyone could just meet with her to find out at the park what can be done to rectify the situation down there.
Get into Fred and Jim.
I'm making a comment, so thank you. The next thing is, I just heard tonight that there is a lot of asbestos at the town or at the trailer park or the track. If that is the case, there are laws that asbestos has to be contained. And that building, as I have seen, is totally open. And anything that is inside that building is now exposure outside the area. We have PFOA all over the place. That building needs to be, number one, demolished. Number two, totally encapsulated so that there is nothing in that building that is getting out into the public. I live in Pownal. I don't want that floating around here. There's a river next door. It's getting into the river. It's time you guys take this by the authority that you have to get that place cleaned up. And the last thing is, with this whole federal government money's coming out, it is time. We are a small town. We do not, I give Tim a lot of credit. We do not have the knowledge necessary to take care of what we want to do with this money. And I beg you guys to approach Bennington to find out if we can get their assistance on what we're doing here so that we do it correctly. In the last meeting, there was a discussion on the town losing revenue and that people that don't pay their taxes, we could use that money to take care of the revenue we don't get. That is totally not a proper statement to make. And we need to watch what we're going to be talking about and find out we have people out there that have knowledge to take care of what we can do with that money. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Megan, is there anybody else?
There's no one else.
I move to adjourn.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.